The reason it's called the mom test is because the most biased person is your mom, who supports you and loves everything you do. So obviously she's a bad customer to talk to. So the classic way that a conversation goes wrong is you come to someone, let's say your mom, the most biased person there is, because she supports and loves everything you do. You say, hey, I've got this great idea for an app. It's going to be a cookbook, a travel planning app, a personal budgeting app, whatever it is. I know there's others out there, but this one's going to be better because it does this and this and this. What do you think? She goes, oh, well, it's amazing. It's so cool. I had never thought about it like that before. By starting with the idea, you're putting your ego on the table and you're creating this fishing for compliments dynamic where it's very difficult for them to say, honestly, I don't get it. Why would I even want a digital cookbook? I already have paper cookbooks. By starting with the pitch, you bias and destroy the whole learning environment. This is the number one mistake that everyone makes, is opening with the pitch. I'm not saying you're not allowed to pitch. Obviously, at some point, for people to buy or use what you're making, you have to pitch, but it shouldn't be the first thing you do because it changes it from a learning conversation into a sales conversation. And that first opening few minutes when you haven't introduced the product, that's when you're going to learn the most. And so imagine that same conversation with your mother or whoever, a friend, a potential customer, anyone, and you don't even mention your idea. And this is the way to do the mom test properly. And instead, you just ask about their life. You say, hey, mom, weird question, but you have an iPad, right? What's the last 2 apps you bought? And she'll just tell you, that's just a fact about her life. It's already happened. There's no way she can lie about that. You say, oh, why did you choose those? What about these? Did you ever look for a cookbook app? She goes, oh, no, why would I look for a cookbook app? It's like, well, do you watch cooking recipes on YouTube? Oh, yeah, all the time. I love them. It's like, oh, well, why do you do this and not that? Like, how did you find those? Which ones did you choose? Or if it's a travel planning app, instead of saying, what do you think about my great travel app idea? You would say, hey, weird question, but can you talk me through how you planned your last vacation? Which websites did you use? Did you try an app? Why not? Like, what did you try that didn't work? Did you use an agent? Why not? And they'll just tell you through what already happened and why. And that's not going to give you certainty about whether or not they're going to use your app, but it does give you this baseline understanding of what they're already doing and why, and their decision-making process. And that's the foundational understanding that lets you take your visionary leap to what you think the correct solution is. And then you can come back to them and try to get them to use it, try to get them to pay for it. That's much more an analytics driven. You watch their usage or it's a sales conversation. But the mistake everyone makes is they try to jump straight to that sales conversation before they've first gotten the baseline understanding of the customer's life as it already is, their decision-making process, their goals, their frustrations, their existing workarounds.